Welcome to the IcyPod podcast. I'm here with Lang and that Mike guy.
Hello.
And this is episode 5. We'll be talking about the first round series playoffs, maybe getting to the second round, the PWHL playoffs, and the U18s that completed today.
I'd also like to apologize for my horrible audio last week. I did not realize that my gain knob on that microphone got knocked in my bag to maximum. I thought it was a little bit stiffer than that.
Oh,
Anyway,
You
we
let me
we saw the Sabres finally get to advance last
Yeah.
night. We're filming
That's
this.
huge.
Yes, we're filming this on May the 2nd, just for the sake of it.
May the 2nd before the Hurricanes play the Flyers.
But after we saw the Minnesota Frost beat the Montreal Victoire.
You want to start with PWHL, Mike?
Sure, not much really right now. We're into the playoffs. The The Golden Eyes have secured the gold plan first overall pick, if I remember right. And the series for the first round is between the Ottawa Charge and the Boston Fleet, with the Boston Fleet going up 1-0 from the other night. And then earlier today, we had the Minnesota Frost beating the Montreal Victoire. We saw the first ever hat trick scored in the PWHL playoffs in their third season. I can't remember who scored it. That bothers me. But unfortunately, the Frost won in overtime in a 5-4 victory. Montreal just could not get the lead. They get a goal to tie it up, and then a few minutes later, Minnesota would take the lead again. They tie it up, and a few minutes later, Minnesota would take the lead. But hey, we saw the first ever hat trick. Both of those are in.
Laura Stacy.
There we go. Thank you, Will. Laura Stacy. First ever hat trick in PWHL history. It was exciting to see. And then we also have the game 2 actually starting probably. It's starting like half an hour from now for the for game 2 for Boston, the Boston Fleet versus Ottawa Charge. So going pretty well there. Things haven't gone too spicy, but there's been a game misconduct awarded in each game to a player. I think there's also a suspension that happened with it between.
Yep.
Was it
I got
McKenna?
that.
McKenna of the
Alan
Boston
McKinnon
Fleet.
has been suspended for 1 game.
There you go.
Yeah. The infamous headshot seen around the world.
Yeah, that was brutal. It's like with the PWHL, for those who aren't aware, hits are allowed, but you have to be moving in the same direction of travel. You can't sort of go against someone. That was almost opposite direction of travel. There's a bit of a gray area where, let's say, someone's skating with the puck and you're standing still, and you sort of like hit check them that way. That's generally fine, but you can't be going opposite direction or different directions like that. They just don't like that. They find that unsafe for them, who are not taught from a young age to expect to get hit. But both of those have been fun series so far.
I agree. It's been interesting to see the highlights. I've not had time to watch the games, unfortunately.
They're for free on YouTube if you're in the US, and if you're in Canada, well, they have a more complicated streaming system, kind of like the NHL has, with multiple different platforms.
Makes sense.
Anyway, and same for the rest of the world, except for Czechia and Slovakia, where they also have a national broadcasting out there for PWHL, but only Czechia and Slovakia, last I know. Everywhere else is on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go over the first round series.
Sure.
First series that completed was Carolina versus Ottawa.
I really thought Ottawa was going to do a little better
Do something.
they did, but yeah, that was probably very disappointing for them.
What did you have in the bracket? 4-1?
4-1, yeah. I expected them to get at least a win out of it. I think Brady Tkachuk just went too far to one side, trying to be a rat, and got away from his own game.
He also he would have plenty of times where he'd be playing his game, he just zero puck luck. There was, I think, one of the overtime games where he was responsible for probably about half of Ottawa's shot attempts, but only one of them was on net. Only one or two shots were on net. Everything else was blocked, deflected, or just flat out missed. It's just
right.
Things were not connecting for him. I don't know. Does someone from Carolina say something to him that got in his head, making those stick too tight? But
no,
something was up. I
think he was putting a lot of pressure on himself to perform and just failed.
Yeah, the McDavid and Austin Matthews effect.
Well, we'll get to that, but my understanding was Brady Tkachuk recently had a kid.
But that's supposed to help people. I know from when Islanders players have had kids, it's oh, they got dad powers, they're going to get a hat trick.
It varies. Let's see. Now I take it back. He said he was unavailable for the locker room. Oh, because his wife did give birth to their second child. Okay.
Yeah, but it was after the series, as far as I know.
Okay, so
might
yeah.
have been in the back of his mind.
Yeah, if there was if there were some complications going on, and dad powers normally start after the birth.
I know from what I've seen with other NHLers that if you have a kid during the season, it just throws everything out of whack. So if you have a kid during the playoffs, it's gonna, your mental headspace is not going to be there. Your mental headspace is going to be, oh, I just got a new kid. Let me go play with him. Let me go hang out with him. Let me go see him or her.
Yeah.
So that could be one issue with Brady, that he was more concerned about his stuff going on at home. Needless to say, he didn't have any points, which is...
Yeah, so not something you can have from your captain, period. Your captain needs to be involved somewhat, and someone up to his caliber needs to just be involved in production, period.
Yeah. The only guys that really showed up were Atherson. They had 5 goals this series. And it was essentially Batherson and Carter and Dylan Cousins. Those are the only 2 goal scorers this series.
Yeah, that's just bad.
It's going to be tough when your best player is not putting points up.
And like I said, he was getting opportunities, things just weren't going for him.
Yeah.
On the flip side, Carolina, very dominant performance without Bussy in that.
Annoyingly
Freddie
dominant.
Anderson looked great.
Yeah.
A healthy Freddie Anderson is great.
I really thought Ottawa would have. Yeah, I didn't go back to Ottawa, but I really thought Ottawa would have done better, just because they're the team that normally are the one would, at least from leading into the playoffs, have more consistent goaltending. Bussy was good, then he was not.
It had amazing goaltending.
Yeah, it's thought that would be the big difference maker, because the issue was, if you looked at the statistics for Ottawa back in December, it's they were the number 2 team in scoring in the NHL. They were scoring constantly. And then, but they were the 30th team or the 31st team in the league for goaltending. I thought, oh, good. It's Linus Ullmark is finally clicking properly again. Maybe they'll be fine. Maybe they'll be able to get things going. And no, they gave up. They gave up offense for goaltending.
Well, they also had Marilyn and Ryan were playing during that time.
So it's even with Ullmark when it was in that beforehand, there was still some shaky things before he took his leave of absence.
Yes, before he took his leave. Once he came back, he really locked it down. But the numbers are staggering in this series. Linus Ullmark, .932 save percentage, 2.03 goals against average, Freddie Anderson, 955 save percentage, 1.1 goals against average. We hadn't seen a series like this since Vegas's inaugural season when Fleury and Jonathan Quick went toe to toe.
That was a fun series.
It was a quick series, but it was very tight. That was it was 4-0. Yeah, it was 4-0 series. Also had a double overtime game, and the Kings scored 3 goals in 4 games. Vegas scored 7 goals.
Yeah, I think that series had the notorious ref that like when they were like pushing and shoving going around like a scrum in between play, he just stood there and blew the whistle over and over and over again and like did nothing. It's like, Sean, put the whistle away. We've heard you blow it 25 times in the past 30 seconds.
People are gonna, what's the infamous quote? People are gonna remember that this was a sweep, but it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
The infamous Rod Brindmore quote.
It's like, nah, technically.
Yeah, the GSIA for Freddie Anderson was 4.7, and for Linus Ullmark it was an even 4. Like, that was a goalie battle for sure.
Yeah. I think it was a good series. I'm disappointed Ottawa didn't win at least a game, and I got the quote. The unfortunate part of this is we're going to look back and everyone's going to say we got swept, and that's not what happened.
It is what happened, but I get the sentiment.
Yeah.
Probably trying to say something along the lines. It was closer than the series score would indicate, but
all right, moving on to the next series. So, the second series that finished was the Kings and Avalanche. Another sweep and the end of Anze Kopitar's career.
Yeah, it's fortunate.
tough way to go out.
Hey, he's going out though, getting nominated for an award. Drawing a blank on which award it is.
Gentlemanly Selk.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is that the Lady Bing?
Lady Bings.
No, it wasn't Lady Bing though. I don't think it was Lady Bing is what he got nominated for.
Yeah, he did. Caulfield, Kopitar, Sanderson.
Okay.
On this for Lady Bing.
My bad.
He's gonna get it. They're just gonna give him,
Yeah, with his career final season, it's unless he like says something bad to the media coming up in like the next few weeks.
No, it's already been awarded. They've already tallied the votes, so they can't really do much.
Oh, I thought they were just showing who the 3 primary nominees were.
No, I think every award except for GM of the Year, the results have to be tabulated before the playoffs start.
Interesting. Well, it makes the Who's the 3 finalists kind of worthless other than like a PR stunt, but sure.
Yeah, Caulfield, Sanderson, Kopitar.
Just a minor quick thing about awards. Like I got annoyed the other day at ESPN. They were talking about who's going to be the Conn Smythe winner. I was like, it's game 2 of the series. Shut up about that. No one cares yet.
Also, I just want to point out how crazy it is. Like, we've got a round 2 game being played today, and we have technically not finished round 1.
Yeah, I've always hated that. I think you mentioned earlier why you think it is. But it's one of the benefits of having a sweep is that you get extra time to rest. You shouldn't be forced into playing round 2 before round 1's over.
Yeah, it does feel a little weird, but what can you do?
Yeah, what was it? Was it during the 21 playoffs, was it, that the first game of the playoffs started before the final game of the regular season had been played?
Yeah, the pandemic season. I think Vancouver and Calgary were finishing off their games. And I believe the reason that they did not cancel the games was because the players were not guaranteed their game checks.
Hmm. I mean, still, it's like, yeah, you can let the remaining regular season game get played, but like, don't start the playoff game until the regular season is completely over. I don't care if the game is meaningless and it's not going to change anything to do with the playoffs, maybe only for the draft. But still,
Well,
like, the regular season's should be over before the playoffs starts.
you have to remember that they had, because of the way the NHL contracts are structured, July 1st
Oh yeah,
is
no,
when
I
the new
understand that.
fiscal year starts, so everything has to be resolved before then.
I do get that. Though I do feel like you could just condense the playoff schedule because like you get back to backs in the regular season, but you tend not to in the playoffs. Well, if it's that big of a deal, then just give it back to back. Give it back
Issue
to back in the
is,
playoffs.
like, the issue is they have TV contracts and they're trying to milk that for all it's worth.
Yeah, I know they are. I know they are. It's why they want the Saturday time slot, like you said.
Yeah, but also going back to the Kings and Avalanche series, Kopitar 0 points.
I mean, it is the end of his career. I can't really fault someone towards the end of their career in what could be a very emotional time for them. After 20 seasons.
I feel like they would have done better if Kempe wasn't injured, obviously. But even with
Fiala.
oh yes, that's right, Fiala, that's right. I mean, he got injured in the Olympics, but
Yeah, but that threw a wrench in the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
yep,
Because if Fiala was healthy, they likely were not a wild card team.
that's right. And then like picking up Panarin
For a
and then
steal, I love it.
Yeah, honestly. But I also kind of expected a little bit more out of the Kings. Expected them to get at least one game. I don't think anybody's surprised that Colorado won, given the injury.
Of course.
But I did expect one more, at least a win out of the Kings.
Oh, Scott Wedgwood, 1.21 goals against average, 950 save percentage. And on the other side, curiously, Kings went with Forsberg over Kemper, which I found surprising, because Kemper, if you want a guy that has experience against a Colorado team, Kemper 4 years ago took that team to the cup.
Yeah.
But I went with Forsberg because
I don't know, maybe
Kemper,
Kemper was having some minor nagging injury.
yeah, Kemper's numbers are not good after the Olympic break. 5-3-6 with a 867 save percentage and a 327 goals against average.
Maybe
That's pretty rough.
maybe we'll find out in a few weeks. So we'll find out he got surgery or something like that to repair a tendon.
Well, I was talking to one of the Kings beat reporters, and he was just telling me that Forsberg outplayed Kemper down the stretch, and the first two games in Colorado gave the Kings hope that they could win one or two back in LA, because they lost 2-1. Both those first two games were 2-1 losses. And then game 3 didn't work out, and they're like, oh, well, maybe it'll work out in game 4, and then
Either they got one for the captain, then didn't. Yeah. It's disappointing the way TNT was doing the broadcast. It's like it feels like I'm watching a funeral. It's like constantly just only thing that could be talked about. Constantly showing him, waiting for some type of reaction, mentioning every single time he was on the ice. It just got sad.
I was on a plane coming back. I was trying to get that stream loaded up, and my phone was not cooperating. So I missed the end of the game and the handshakes and all that.
Yeah, I think you started messaging again when you got connection, like right after the broadcast ended.
Yeah.
Well, were you able to tune into that game at all?
I
No.
got up until the last 5 minutes. Sorry, Lane.
I paid more attention to the other games that night.
Okay. Yeah,
I think
the first round is nice. You can kind of sort of bounce between them. Like, okay, I don't care about your intermission. I don't care about what Bizinet has to say about one thing or another. I'm gonna go over to the other game.
Thinking of Cincinnati. There was a lot of talk in the Penguins Flyers series to move over to that.
Mhm.
Ryan Whitney and Paul Bissonnette, both former Penguins, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was an upset I saw coming.
Yeah, the Penguins, like, they might seem good for it during the regular season, but they just, with their age, they don't have the stamina anymore for the grinding a playoff series. It's been how many years since they've won a playoff round?
2018
Yeah.
round one.
Yeah, about to say, like I was about to say I don't think they've won one since the Islanders wound up sweeping them in that first round.
No, it was the Capitals beating them in the round two in 2018 en route to the Cup.
Okay.
It's
Well,
also been a while since they'd been there. But I expected that series to go 7 games and probably Philly to win it in 7. But that stare down Crosby had at the end of game, I think it was 5, was like, I thought, oh no, Philly's about to get it.
hey, I would have been down for the simultaneous if the Penguins had managed to win it and win the series, that suddenly the Flyers and the Flyers and the Penguins would have both become the only two teams in the NHL at the same time to ever get reverse swept and to have given someone a reverse sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Penguins got reverse swept in the 70s by the Islanders, and the Flyers reverse swept. I can't remember who they played.
Bruins. I want to say it
Yeah.
was the Bruins. I think there's an infamous clip of Jack Edwards going crazy at the end of Game 7.
I've most likely seen it. I can't picture it right now.
I want to say it was 2010.
Okay. Yeah, 2010. I've probably been busy, really busy during that series to be able to watch it. Just too busy with
I
school and
was
stuff.
No, it wasn't 2010. 2010, the Bruins played Sabres in the first round. So
Yeah, well, the
when
Bruins have the Sabres got beat them last night.
yeah, let me just find this series because I know it was a very fun clip. Let me say
What
maybe it's 2012 then. No, 2012 the Caps beat them. God, I can't remember.
while you're looking that up, well, this
Minute. Let's go on to the next series
okay.
that ended. That next in line the next day, I believe it was the Wild and the Stars, ending in 6 in what is probably the toughest first round series.
Yeah, potentially. It's. I was very happy with. There were so many people that felt like I was constantly seeing online. People saying it's like, oh, the Wild don't have it. They don't have any save power. They were just a propped up team that got lucky. The Stars are going to cakewalk them. The whole Stars in 5 is just like, no, it's. I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't expect it to be an easy series.
If anybody thought the Stars were coming away of that series and it was going to be easy, they had rocks in their head, absolute rocks in their head.
I think you can say that about the majority of the population, then. But I think
'Cause,
that's true regardless.
like, you had Matt Boldy and Kaprizov with 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
Boldy had 31 shots on goal. The guy had a stellar series.
31
Also,
shots on goal, man.
Also, when Zuccarello played, when he was healthy in those 2 games, Minnesota just looked like a dominant team.
Mm-hmm.
It was. He is definitely one of those guys that the 3 games he was healthy, he had 5 points, and what was that? That was say game one, uh, game 5 and 6. Yeah, he was a big driver when he was healthy, and it wasn't a close game. Minnesota was dominating the Stars. The 3 games he didn't play, 2 through 4, those were very. The Stars won game 2 and game 3, and the Wild won game 4. But those were tight games. Once Zuccarello came in, he was essentially a game changer in how the game flowed because they could spread out the talent. Again, you had 5 points in 3 games.
Yeah. So
He,
it sounds like how over the past many years, whenever Landeskog would just sort of be around a little bit, there'd just be a bit of a change for the Avalanche. Like things would start clicking right. The flow and energy of the game would happen and come back in their favor.
and then on top of that, the defensive pairing of Quinn Hughes and Brock Faber completely dominated the Stars at 5-on-5.
Yeah, Hughes had a major impact there in his first in that first series win for him.
Yeah, 2 goals in game 6.
Yeah.
There's a lot of upset Canucks fans right now.
Yeah, it's just that they wanted more for him though. I get that. The question though is like, well, does Hughes even have a contract yet for after the season?
I believe he does.
I
I believe
thought I
he's
heard
signed
that,
for
but
at
it
least
could
one
have.
more season.
Oh, one more season. Okay.
Let me verify. He is signed. Yeah, one more season.
Okay. So the question
Then
is
he goes
like,
UFA.
are all the Hughes brothers going to meet up there? Are they going to meet up in Jersey, or are they going to go some third place? Because like that definitely seems to be what they want to do,
Well,
based off of comments that they've made.
Foligno brothers joined forces in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I thought I heard the rumor that the Quinn, it might have been Elliot Freeman, that Quinn Hughes was targeting a 3-year deal with Minnesota.
Okay. Does that get them lined up with Jack Hughes then? So their contracts expiring at the same time?
Jack Hughes' contract expires May 30, so yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
What-
there you go.
What about Luke?
Luke,
Oh,
2032.
Luke just signed an 8-year, so.
Oh.
He's,
Maybe not, or maybe the youngest, the little brother didn't get the memo.
he's the biggest of the 3. He's the only one that's above 6 feet.
Sure,
That's
it's just mean
hilarious.
he's not the little brother being the youngest.
This series really felt that, despite all the firepower Dallas had, Minnesota, they outperformed them. They had the offense, and Zuccarello was a big part of that.
They seem to be a bit more of the complete team. Up and
coming in
down the lineup.
Coming in, a lot of pundits had looked at Dallas and said, Dallas is the better team, a more complete team, even though Tyler Seguin is out. He's been out for a couple months now. So when I looked at that, I was looking at the metrics. Seguin and Duchesne usually lined up together. And when they weren't together, Duchesne just wasn't as good. But Duchesne did really well on the power play this series. But the issue was Dallas got dominated at 5-on-5. And most of the game is played at 5-on-5. Lang, I think you have some more advanced data on that.
Yeah. Who did we want to know? Some 5-or-5
The
data?
Stars 5-on-5 numbers.
Yeah. So I can give you some regular season stats at the very least. The guys that would dominate 5 versus 5 are Jason Robertson, Rupe Hintz, Mikko Rantanen, Wyatt Johnston, Maverick Bork, and of course Tyler Seguin before he got injured. Matt Duchene was pretty solid, and then Bunting was okay too. Well,
I think
Bunting
Bunting
and
didn't play until game 6.
yep, Bunting and Ben were closer to the even, and then on D they've got um, oh goodness, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Vladislav Kolyachonok.
I think you're pretty close there.
And then Heiskanen did really, really well. Kyle Capobianco did okay. But Harley had not a great season. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, Dallas was the better, but was on paper the better team. But you had Hintz out, you had Sagan out, you had Bunting not being able to play until the last game. So despite what all the pundits thought, the Wild were the more complete team.
I think
When the
even
series started.
with Dallas being fully healthy, I think the Wild are a more complete team.
I'm not 100% sure because Hintz is their 1C. Like when Hintz isn't there, you're moving all the centers up. You're playing line shuffling. And Hintz got injured in middle of March, came back for a game, and then he was just done for the season. So, but I will also agree that you got a Minnesota Wild team that is very complete on paper.
I mean, they look pretty complete out there on the ice. It's with how they don't. Granted, once what's his name came back, yes, the things did look better, but it's things weren't necessarily going against them. Really, before he came back, it's not like it just flipped the tide of everything one way versus the other way.
Yeah, Minnesota when they had Zuccarello, they could put him up with Kaprizov and Ryan Hartman, who had, in my opinion, has no business being a 1C. He's playing 1C because he's got Kaprizov and Zuccarello on wings, and his job is just basically win face-offs and cause ruckus in front of the net.
Yeah, be a passing option.
Yeah, and being able to put Tarasenko on the third line and Michael McCarron finally playing like a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah, Tarasenko's still doing good. He had one really good goal. From the inside of the face-off circle, lower face-off circle, if I remember right. That he was so incredibly pumped. Like you see some players get a goal, and it's like they're happy, like, "Hey, we got it," or "good," or they'll just like blank robotic expression on their face. No, he was incredibly pumped just to want to gain that goal.
yeah. I pulled up the stats by the way. Lang, the Wild outscored the Stars 14-4 at 5-on-5.
Yeah, that's 5-on-5 domination, at least on the scoreboard.
7% of games played at 5-on-5.
I prefer it if more of that was 5-on-5. I prefer if the refs don't get too involved. But things have been a little bit mixed this postseason.
Maybe I need to put more respect on the Stars. My model thinks it was an upset as well. So
You mean more respect on the Wild?
yeah,
It's, I see your point, but yeah, it's yeah, I picked in our bracket that the Wild would win the 42, so I'm a happy camper right now.
Yeah, I also picked the Wild to win, but the way I picked things was a bit more of who I wanted to win and less of who I thought it would win. But I picked realistic outcomes for what it would be. Like I think I really wanted the Senators to win, so I picked the Senators, but I picked it in 7. I wasn't crazy and said Senators in 5.
Yeah. All right, go to the next series that surprisingly ended. Uh, Edmonton versus Anaheim.
The quackening. Yeah, as we found out today, as we found out today, like McDavid was apparently playing with a broken ankle.
Yeah. Dostal won the series with an 885. Like, I don't know. And they outshot and outscored Edmonton. Cutter Gauthier had 4 goals and 7 points. Carlson had 6 points. Troy Terry had 6 points. Killorn had 6 points.
This was the defense optional series.
It was.
I mean, I think on Edmonton's side, there's some defense you would rather just didn't address at all. Looking at Nurse, I mean, the game, you're down by 2 goals. You're trying to go into the offensive zone, and you dump the puck into their zone before you're even anywhere near the center line. Like, you have the goalie pulled, and you you throw it down there for an icing before it has been questionable. You just got over your own blue line.
And Nurse, 0 points, somehow had a +4.
That's shocking.
Bizarre.
Yeah, he played all 6 games, ended up with a +4, but no points.
Were those like 4 pluses? Was that from just happened to be on the power play when other people did played well?
You don't get pluses on the power play, so
true. Okay.
So he was a 0 in game 1, +2 in game 2, +1 in game 3, -1 in game 4, +1 in game 5, +1 in game 6. Nothing though. I mean,
this guy makes like $9 million a year. To do what?
Look cool.
Polish his head. Yeah.
I mean, when your best player has a broken or fracture down there,
and look what he was able to do. He was still a point per game.
Yeah, but he didn't have any points in game 6.
Still.
Yeah, he had 5 points in 6 games, so not quite.
Still though, before
he had
6
6 and 6, 5 assists.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, 5 assists, 1 goal, but it was just 3, 4, and 5 of the only games he put up points. Game 6, nothing. And he had some brutal games. Game 6, -3. Game 3, -4, despite putting up 2 points.
Ouch.
Yeah. But, fractured ankle. Some surprises. Kasperi Kapanen and Vasily Podkolzin showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yeah. I believe they were the 3rd line, if I'm not mistaken. But there's something to look forward to there.
Yeah, I'll look forward to their future a little bit more once they don't have so many former Rags on their team. Like just even hearing them mention Kreider getting a goal, it's just like, no, fuck you, don't like you.
The Rags are all on Anaheim.
They've become the recent retirement home. It used to be the Lightning. Like McDonough's still there. They used to have like 5 or 6 of them on their team from like 2 or 3 trade deadline deals over like 2 years. And if I just like, no, they apparently all want to go over to California now. And
that's them palm trees.
Yeah, and this counting Panarin, getting the Rags to trade away for nothing. I love it.
Well, they got Liam Greentree, who's a solid prospect down in Windsor. But he had a step back offensively this season after young Ilya Protas left to go to Hershey. But we can get onto that another time. Anaheim, I don't think a lot of us had Anaheim beating Edmonton.
I think I did.
Based on history, the roster construction.
I think I did, but I think I might have picked that as a game 7.
I definitely did not.
Yeah. I was looking at it just from the number standpoint. It did not appear that Anaheim had uh, enough proven talent, enough playoff talent to get there. I mean, granted, they had Kreider and Alex Killorn, they had Trouba, John Carlson, but like young, blue line, and Jackson Lacombe played out of his mind, shutting down Connor McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
Into the hobbled Connor McDavid.
Yeah, I actually, I picked the Ducks to beat the Oilers, but I also picked them to then go on and beat the Mammoth. Well, they're not playing the Mammoth in the second round, so we'll see how that goes for them.
Yeah, but a lot of guys had big games for the Ducks. You know, Granlund, Cone, Roy Terry, Leo Carlson, Cutter Gauthier, as Lang mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Gauthier was 7. Carlson was 6. Troy Terry was 6. Killorn having a resurgence with 6. Like, just really good hockey out of that team.
Ryan Paling tied for the team lead in goals. All that kid did was score goals. I think he's on his like 5th NHL team now. Avs, Penguins, Flyers, 4th. But yeah, he's bounced around. I think he's finally found a home in Anaheim. So Gudas only playing one game was really helpful to this team.
F that
guy. He's your captain.
Not for long, that's for sure.
Make Russell Boss Johnson their captain. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, they're not re-signing him, and then I don't know where he will sign, but it won't be for a lot.
Or for a long time. Yeah. Carlson, Trouba, and Gudas all right-handed shot through UFAs this summer, so we'll see how that pans out, because they're probably going to keep Hellison. So
I think if the Ducks manage to win the cup, Carlson just retires.
Maybe.
I hope. No,
I mean, what do you care about Carlson this one? He's no longer on your team. You're happy.
I am so happy. Where's the lie? No, I think because they cut his ice time down, so it's been a lot better for him.
Maybe also going out to California was able to reinvigorate his love of hockey. Like, just a change of scenery made him like realize why he enjoys the game again.
I take it back. He played like over 24 minutes a game, except for one game. I really think he got too complacent in DC. It was like, oh, I'm going to be number 1. Oh, I don't have to back check. Oh, let me leave Faravari out to dry and make him cover my stupidity.
Yeah, and that just wasn't one season, one series.
No. It's been going on. Post-pandemic, it's been a majority.
Yeah, I remember seeing people rant about him online. When the Islanders played you guys, during one of those COVID years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like we got there into game 1, and like halfway through game 1, it felt like the Capitals just like rolled over. It's just like I was expecting a little bit more drama, a little more fire, a little bit more pushback, but no, it was like, was that a 5-game series?
It was a 5-game series, and it's because our coach Todd Reardon couldn't coach himself out of a paper bag.
Yeah, the guy who they picked as the chosen one to replace Trotz, who told Trotz we're pretty much replacing you, then proceeds to go win a cup, and then leaves, and then it turns out he's not actually that good.
Yeah, that's a story for summer. But again, John Carlson playing like he should be playing. So That's will be interesting to watch going forward.
Yeah. Sometimes people just need to
The
move to become good again.
yeah, the next series, the one that ended in major controversy last night, the Sabres and the Bruins.
And controversy, but the Sabres were good. Just happy with it.
Yeah,
Well, just the McAvoy Benson incident at the end of the
Oh,
game there.
sure.
yeah,
I hear controversy. I assume it's going to be like the Oilers fans like having an aneurysm over the puck in the line. It's just like, no, and that was clearly over the line. It's basic geometry.
yeah. That McAvoy incident. Ooh, I don't know how he's not going to get suspended because the series is over. But it's just saying
Well, he
that.
gets suspended for next year for sure. I would not count that out.
Minor thing I'd like to say about suspensions. One of the things that frustrates me that the NHL does, if you get suspended in the postseason, some of your suspension games, if it carries over after the postseason, you serve in the preseason. It's like no.
No,
That should count
no,
in
you
the
don't.
regular season.
No, if you get suspended in the preseason, then it will count towards preseason. But if you get suspended in the playoffs, it carries over to the regular season.
Well, that's
What
not the way.
happened
That's not
to
the way it used to be. So I'm happy to hear. I'm happy to hear it changed.
no, Rafi Torres, I remember got suspended, um, like through
41
the
games.
playoff. Yeah, yeah, that game, that one. But I believe,
And I firmly believe that a Zach Benson should get a game, and then McAvoy should probably get 3 or 4.
I mean, we'll see what the CEO of Violent Gentleman feels like doing.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But so some interesting stats from this series. David Pastrnak scored or assisted on more than half of Boston's goals. Boston had 12 goals. Pastrnak had 7 points.
7 points. Yep.
And
Yeah, a
After
team
that-
can't. A team
after that,
can't
there's-
win. A team can't
there's
win
no
if they're
support.
just relying on one person to do almost all the work.
the Bruins, for most of the season, it's been Pastrnak, Geeky, Zaka, and then McAvoy on the back end. Then kind of a hodgepodge of support on and off throughout the season between Arvidsson, Lindholm, Middlestat, Fraser Minton, another Toronto regret. Like it's yeah. I took the shot there,
Hey, it's all good.
but the Bruins, they were overwhelmed. They did not have the talent to go up against Buffalo, and their home road split was it was very weird. They were a very dominant home team in the regular season,
Mhm.
very poor road team, and in this series they lost every home game.
Yeah, it also seemed like a good chunk of the Bruins' strategy was just to be nasty and get into the Sabres players' heads due to random other dirty shit, and it didn't seem to work. Yeah, I'm looking at the slash now just out of curiosity. And it's like that should be a few games.
Yeah, I think Benson
Could be.
deserves 1 for starting the entire thing because that was an extremely dirty play with one and a
But
change time left in the game, up by 2 goals. I get playing hard, but like if that were even a game that didn't matter, the odd regular season game, that would elicit a suspension, I would hope.
Yeah, this one video I was just looking at that was showing slow-mo replay that just quickly popped up on screen saying like that McAvoy should get 10 games. I don't know if 10 games would be what it is, but I could definitely see it. See it being called that. My head initially went to 5 games.
What was Malkin last suspended? Last time he got suspended.
Sorry, say it again?
Malkin got 5 games for swinging his stick at somebody's head. So this being a playoff game, you kind of each playoff game is worth like 2 regular season games. So
Yeah.
maybe
And it's not like
maybe
you're
you
going to be
get
affecting
5.
the playoffs anyway. You're going to be affecting the regular season.
But like I said, Malkin had a stick swing incident back in March against Rasmus Dahlin, and he got 5 for it. Now you got McAvoy trying to wait. Was it Dal? No. Who did he swing at? He swung at Benson. Yeah, another Buffalo Sabre getting a stick swung at him. So maybe similarly, this could be 4 or 5 games. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm expecting 5.
The other big thing was Alex Lyons stepping in for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Yeah. Luukkonen looked good to start series, and then things just got a little bit shaky, and then like they did in regular season when things got a little bit shaky, just swapped the 2 of them out, and Lyon came in and showed that he's still a top goalie, able to slot into the playoffs at any point where it's needed.
955 save percentage,
14
1.37. Yeah, like really solid.
Disgustingly good stats.
Yeah, the 4 games he started, he got 5 goals.
Oh, man, it's amazing.
Yeah, 4.05 GSAA, just like really exceptional play.
Yeah, sometimes all you need is a hot goalie.
Yeah. I mean, the Sabres were doing pretty good of him regardless of a goalie, but it helps when you just have a good guy back there.
Yeah, save a lot of mistakes. Just couldn't stop the Pasternak OT goal.
Yeah, it also means that your players can be a bit more relaxed, a bit more comfortable, knowing that in case something happens, they're there and able to pick things up if need be. Not that you want to rely on that, but you can be confident in your ability to do what you need to do.
Yeah. Another on that note. Let's finish Buffalo. Buffalo's talent was really showed off.
Yeah, they finally scored a power play goal after what they said, like that series after like 28 attempts. But they hadn't scored one since the regular season, which was like 40 attempts, when they finally got a power play goal.
Yeah, in that last game. It was the last game they got it, right?
I don't think it was.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
Was
swear,
not.
my sense of time about when things are is incredibly skewed right now.
Yeah, it was game 5, first period. Yeah, I was off at a wedding during the playoffs, so Wednesday to Sunday, in and out of games. But I flew out to the West Coast. So speaking of the West Coast, Vegas and Utah ended in 6.
Was this Utah's first playoff series?
Yep.
It was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I chose Vegas in 7 because I expected Utah to put up a good fight, but Vegas is experienced to win out. So in the end, I think Vegas won because of their experience. I think both teams have a lot of good top end talent, but ultimately, I think the experience Vegas had in the playoffs got them over the line.
Yeah, I thought Utah was going to win in a similar type of way that that Buffalo did well over Boston. That like very few players have been to the playoffs. They've been working this program up since the Yotes, and there'd be a lot of drive and determination, and like you'd have no issue motivating them because they want to be there to finally be there, and in a similar way that Buffalo was able to able to play well and dominate against Boston, who has been in the playoffs numerous times. But no, I guess maybe a mix of not being quite the same thing, and Vegas just being better than Boston. Boston, if you put the two of them up against each other, I'd definitely pick Vegas. It's they were able to wind up doing it in 6.
Well, this season, Utah really shored up the team. They brought in guys with playoff experience. They traded for Mackenzie Weegar. You had Sergachev brought in. You had Ian Cole. You had Sean Dursey, who had been in the playoffs. Well, he's been there for a while, but he brought in Nate Schmidt, another guy that won a cup with Florida. You had
I get that. I felt like there would have been a little bit more drive in a similar type of way. It's like years ago when the Islanders brought in Nick Leddy, who had won the cup with the Blackhawks, and Johnny Boychuk, who had won with the Bruins. It's like, okay, there's our top defense for a while set, and we have some veteran presence there who's been there, done that, and able to help drive the team, which they did for the most part. It wasn't immediate, but hey, they within the first few years they got their first playoff win in forever, and they but were both involved in some pretty good playoff series there afterwards. So I assume it'd be a similar type of deal with Utah.
I understand, but going on the other side, the one big piece for Vegas was a guy who was much maligned for his performance north of the border.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lang knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big Game 6 performance. 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. Mitch Marner.
Yeah, he's showing that, hey, you actually can do some stuff in the playoffs. To upsetting an entire giant metropolitan area.
Yeah. Oslang.
I would say 8 years too late. Good riddance.
8 years ago was 2018.
Yep.
What did the Leafs lose to in 2018?
2018 was 8 years. I don't like hearing that.
What was that? That was the Leafs lost to the Bruins. Was that the game where Mitch Marner threw the puck over the glass for the late game penalty?
It might have been.
Oh, or was that 2019? Regardless.
Yeah, regardless, many years too late.
Still on side of like sell everything, destroy everything. Everyone must go up and down the lineup.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're planning, especially with them apparently going after Cheka and Sundin.
I have no idea, but I did see that there's an Athletic article recently on the Toronto Maple Leafs front office and hockey ops that has cast a negative light on the entire front office.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's clearly there's a big issue. It goes from the bottom to the top for their coaching staff. You have all this money you can spend, and you're just refusing to spend it to get the people you actually need in, and just sort of playing it by feel, playing it by ear.
I mean, a team that plays it by feel and ear is probably Vegas. No team embodies that more than Vegas. You know, they run their internal numbers, and if they feel like you're not.
Well, that's just it. They run numbers.
Yeah, I think the difference is that they run numbers, and when they look at, okay, we are not getting the return on investment that we projected, well, they'll cut them for like nothing. They don't care. They'll take future considerations, I think. Eric Holla, Max Pacioretty are two of the more infamous guys. It's
I mean, you want to talk about players being given away for nothing? There's one prime example you haven't even said. Do I need to draw the sword out?
oh, Fleury. Oof.
That's still brutal. I mean, it's one thing like if you feel like you have to deal with him like that to make things work, but the fact he just found out on Twitter, it's just like, oh, what? I've been traded. There wasn't even a phone call like an hour before it was announced, saying, "Hey, I'm sorry. Thank you for your time here, but this is the move we felt like we needed to do." Now he found out from fans online.
Yeah. And he had just won the Vezina, and they're like, Robin Leonard has better metrics, and then
Leonard's a really good was a really good goalie, but it's just the way they handled themselves was just bad.
It's Vegas. That's what they do.
Yeah,
They are. I will say they are a team that are not afraid to make controversial moves because they simply don't care. Like, this is the team that managed to get Ottawa drafting 32nd this year because they had that much sway with the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, Vegas is, they're Vegas. If something's not working, they're going to go back to the drawing board and say, all right, how do we make this work? So
yeah, I don't blame them for that. Just the conduct they how they conduct themselves in the actions that they do.
I somewhat agree with you because they have made controversial draft picks like Trevor Connolly, and immediately after Carter Hart was acquitted, they signed him. They didn't even wait. They were just like, all right, we're doing this.
Yeah.
He was, I think, the only one of the guys that did get signed. Vegas was like, we need goaltending. He's a good goalie. And now you got Torts in there.
I mean, with goaltending, just the way, with how high demand it is, I knew he was going to be the most likely to come back anyway. The question was who. It's not an if, but when.
Yeah, and Vegas was like, hey, here you go.
Yeah. Makes sense. Though I was wondering if he might have been making his way down to Florida. That was another one of my picks for where he could end up once all that got dismissed.
Yeah, I remember the 24 Stadium Series. I was hearing people that were working that event that they had to redo some of the promotional materials and remove Carter Hart from all the banners and stuff because, he got him and the other players got charged. So it was an interesting background hearing about all the promotional stuff that you've got planned over the summer, and then all of a sudden now one of the star players that you're putting on like
everything
on program, you got to pull them out. You got to redo it, and thankfully the Flyers had just traded for Jamie Drysdale, so they were like, oh, okay, we'll just stick him on some of this stuff instead. He's a shiny new piece.
Yeah. Anyway.
Last first round series, and the one that is not completed. Montreal versus Tampa Bay, Game 7 tomorrow night.
Looking forward to it.
By far the best series of the first round.
It been like? 98% of the series has been within one goal.
Yep.
I still want the Habs to finish this out though and beat the Lightning because I think I have a slight preference for who I would want for the second round between the Habs and Sabres. But man, I know it's just going to be good hockey regardless.
And then 4 games have gone to overtime, right?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, and Game 6. I remember
Fantastic.
I was at a wedding last Friday, and Game 3 was an overtime, and some of the Canadian relatives had come down, and one guy's rocking a Habs jersey, and I'm like, but this is after the wedding, like the wedding's done. It's after the wedding, we haven't had the reception yet. It's just an after party from the wedding, and it's just this dude going hard for the Habs, and then he just started going crazy when Lane Hudson scored. Just went ham on the bar.
A couple storylines from this. Okay, so again, all 6 games, 1 goal. 4 went to overtime. Vasilevsky and it's Dobish, right?
Obesh.
Dobish.
Yep.
Virtually identical save percentages, 918, 926 respectively. Just a phenomenal series. They already hate each other. Just really fun hockey to watch.
Yeah, there's a few people that's still around in both teams from the last time when the two of them met in the finals.
Yes.
Suzuki, Caulfield, probably half of Tampa's lineup.
Yeah. Tampa's gone old.
Morelli. Ford, even though he left and came back. Pointer. I can't remember if Hagel was a 21 or 22 trade.
Hagel's got 6 goals.
Yeah.
Having a hell of a series.
Nick Paul, I think, was also there back then. Yeah. Oh, he was not. He was in the 22 run that failed in Chicago. Yeah, Kucherov. Harry was playing for the Habs last time.
Yeah.
Cernak. McDonough, who left and came back as well.
I hate him.
You can hate him. I believe Darren Radish was on the roster, but he did not get any postseason games that year.
Experience by proxy.
He's going to get a lot of dollars this offseason.
Maybe in Tampa. Maybe not.
Mm-hmm. I kind of doubt it, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm looking at stats for this. One of the interesting trends I noticed is that if there is one game of rest in the series, it's been Tampa. And if it's more than one game of rest, it's been the Canadians.
My my model gives Montreal a 50.1% chance to win Game 7. That's how close the model thinks that this series is, which is just phenomenal.
I love it. We'll see if we get another goalie duel. Duel tonight with a 0-0 or 1-1 game.
I need Game 7 triple OT here.
Yes.
Like, I want to see
0-0 going into overtime.
Exactly. I want to see everything.
Just mental just bending, just trying to comprehend it all. Shots are 100 to 100.
Oh God! After 120 minutes, yeah, I could see.
Yeah,
it.
I mean that's what it was for the who was the Blue Jackets playing in the bubble? That went to triple overtime like that.
It was Tampa, wasn't it?
It was the Lightning.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Lightning.
That went to like 100 shot seats if I remember right.
Yeah. I think they did. Did they have a 7th inning stretch at that point?
They should have. Also, I can't remember if they ever like.
Yeah, it went to 5 overtime. So after the 4th overtime, they did a quote unquote 7th inning stretch.
Love that.
Yeah, that game was bonkers.
When it's like my dad has a story from the Easter Epic where a buddy of his was taping the game to watch it later. He got home, turned on the tape towards the end of it to see what the final score was, assuming the game would be over. But then got to this point to find out the tape just ran out. Then he turned the TV on, and the game was still going on. It's like that. That's just now. I would have loved to watch such a game like that from the beginning, but that's the overtime hockey that you love.
Yep. Yep. That would be a game that would start at 4 o'clock on the West Coast and then end at 11 p.m.
Yeah,
on the West Coast. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it goes triple OT.
please. I'll stay up for every moment of it.
Just the real chance to have like just a game that goes down in legend.
Yeah.
Just with how close these teams are and how much they hate each other.
And with the right outcome of Montreal winning. That's
Yes.
the biggest thing.
I even as a Leafs fan, I would rather have Montreal win this series.
Yeah, I think your recent history with the Lightning and the fact that they've won 2 cups, I think, skews that pretty heavily.
Also, there's nobody on Montreal that I hate anymore. So
Oh, how does that feel?
I don't know, man. Like I'm getting old.
Like
who
people assume
was on
like
that
I'm an
21
Islanders fan that I'm gonna hate the Devils. Like, nah, we have a camaraderie over our hatred of the Rangers.
Ah,
Who was on the 21 team that knocked out John Tavares?
oh yeah, I remember that. It was Perry, and it was a complete accident. Yeah.
It's a complete accident, but it still helps you with rooting against the Lightning.
Yeah. That series really sucked after that moment. Like any sort of like motivation that the team had was just gone because Tavares, like low key, like I felt like he was a bit of a heart and soul guy in there.
For that year in that series, yes, I will completely agree with that. I still think he's a robot almost all the time. That year, that series, completely.
Yep.
So just some numbers I'd like to share.
Sure.
On a 1-day rest, Dovesh, this includes playoffs. He's 7, 4, and 3 on 1-day rest, and Andrei Vasilevsky is 25, 4, and 1.
Solid.
Yeah.
In the games, so the other games, because they had 2 or 3 days of rest, SC has been a combined
Drum roll, please,
no,
maybe?
Sorry.
It's all good.
He is 17, 12, and 6. So if it's not 1 day of rest, he's like a 500 goalie, and those are the games that he's lost in this series. Whereas if he's on 1 day of rest, he is like a machine. Just it's hard to see him losing this season. Whereas Dovesh has been excellent when he's had more than 1 day of rest, because he's split most of the season. He's splitting with was it Montembeault?
Montembeault's been out for a fair bit. It's been between him and was it Skarek? No.
Dovesh and Fowler.
There
So
you
he was
go.
splitting with Montembeault, and then he split with Fowler. Fowler got 17 games. But the way Montreal have been running their tandem had been kind of like a 50-50 split with Dovesh and whoever else.
Yeah, I think that started like somewhere between
It was last
December
year,
and
too.
January.
No, it was last year too.
Well, no, I know I'm saying since like Montembeault sort of like got out of the mix.
Yeah. But young goalies that have not had, are not, like, I will say Dovesh even last season on 1 day rest was not that good. It was they only gave him 1 game on 1 day rest, and he went 0-1-0, giving up 6 goals. So last year he had 13 games on 3+ days rest, and then the rest were 1 or 2. and now you've started trying to acclimate him to the, carry the load, and it doesn't appear he's there yet, but he's getting there. So he did better this year, and I think next year we're going to see another step up. But I don't think he's going to outduel Vasi in Tampa. If Game 7 was in Montreal, I'd give them a better chance, but in Tampa, I don't see it.
I don't know. Sometimes big games can bring moments out of players.
I mean, I think
we'll
that
see.
was last night. I think last night was that big game, and Gage can call it as scoring the overtime game winner. It's hard. It's hard for me to pick Montreal in this series because I had Tampa winning in 6, but of course, a couple.
It's all right, dude. You're allowed to be wrong. Relax.
The stats nerds are fighting. They both want to be 100% correct.
But yeah, 4 of the games went to overtime. They were 50-50 games
Mm-hmm.
at that point. So, but I see Game 7. Plus, a lot of the Lightning players have had experience in Game 7. Like,
True.
A lot of this group's been together for quite some time, and I think look at Vasi's record in Game 7s, we'll see that it is.
If Tampa wins 1-0 on a shorthanded goal, I'm going to have like a major PTSD moment.
Wait, doesn't there have to be like no penalties as well?
Well, no. It was shorthanded goal for the one I'm referring to, so there had to be at least the one.
Did you guys see the high stick on Hagel?
Yes.
I
His chin open.
almost certainly did. I just can't remember it.
I might be in the minority here, but I didn't think that was a penalty. The silence is deafening.
I'm trying to look it up right now.
It was legitimately follow through. Like, just because he's trying to bat a puck out of midair doesn't mean he's not trying to play the puck.
Oh, you're referring to are you referring to this where there's the interference at the same time?
No.
Oh, okay.
The interference at the same time thing that
With points with stick in the points face.
Oh yeah, it might have been Braden Point. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, like everybody on Reddit is just like, yeah, that's a penalty. It should have been called. And I'm putting on my ref hat for a moment, and I'm just like, well, no, it was follow through.
Well, there was this one here has no follow through. This is just the first thing when I looked up high stick and Hagel.
I see. It must have been the point one then, because yeah, like I just didn't think it was a penalty.
All right.
Yeah, Vasi, I'm looking at the stats. He's 2-2 in Game 7, but those 2 losses he had was before the Cup run. So he lost a Game 7 to the Caps in 2018, and Game 7 to Pittsburgh in 2016. So since the infamous Columbus series, he's been pretty locked down on Game 7. But that's also why they went to 3 Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
Interestingly, there's quite a few shutouts to end the series since pandemic.
That's what we're hoping for with the 0-0 going into overtime.
Yeah, beat the Stars 2-0 to win the Cup, and then the following year, Florida 4-0 in the quarterfinals. Carolina 2-0 in the semifinals. The infamous 1-0 shorty conference finals. Beat Montreal 1-0. And then Game 7 against Toronto, beat them 2-1. Then swept Florida that year. Florida had the crazy regular season. Beat them 2-0. The Rangers 2-1 in the conference finals that year, and then lost to Colorado 1-2. And yeah, a lot of low scoring games just going through, except for whenever they play Florida. So I think the other key thing in this series, well, not key thing, but from a stats point, is that they've hit the under in 5 straight games.
That's interesting. Anyway, I think we should try to wrap up a little here a little bit sooner. I got some food
Yeah,
actually.
we're
actually ready.
approaching 2 hours here almost. So yeah, let's I guess quickly go over
Upcoming
um,
series.
yeah, future series. Don't go into depth. Just pick your winner. How many games? So we've got Carolina, Philly. I think Carolina wins that in 6.
Meteor, but I have to pick my 4th most hated team over to win over my 2nd most hated team. So I'm gonna hope Carolina wins this. Though Tim's gonna be annoying.
And then, oh yeah, what about you, D?
I'm gonna say this: Porter Martone. I need to mention sorry, he's been a monster. I am going Carolina in 7.
Carolina in 7. Okay.
I wish I had the full schedule so I could,
Yeah, I
pick
want
apart
I
the
want
games
I
and
want
the
Game
rest,
7 overtime every single time to wear them out. So whoever wins that loses the next round.
Okay, next series. Minnesota versus Colorado, which will be tomorrow night after the Game 7 between Montreal and Tampa Bay.
Colorado. I think that's probably going to go 6 games.
I am also no. I'm going to choose Minnesota in 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to choose Minnesota in 7. Just to be a little contrarian. Um, Hughes versus McCarr. Like Kaprizov versus McKinnon.
McKinnon.
It's just like
Oldie versus Landeskog.
I think this is going to be another one of those
Zuccarello
series where it's going to go to 7 games, and that 7 game is going to be a 50-50 toss-up.
We're going to enjoy every moment of it, though.
And yeah, it's going to be fantastic hockey. But I'm actually going to be different and say Minnesota.
Okay.
Well, you know who I've been riding most of the time. Got
Big
my,
Cock Brock.
Neighbor or Nelson? No, I mentioned previously that I had Minnesota going to the Cup Finals, so I am sticking with that, and my 40-1 return will hopefully yield a good result. So
Okay.
I'm taking Minnesota in 6.
6.
6.
Holy jumping. All right, and then Vegas, Anaheim. Oh gosh, this is like legitimately a tough one. But I'm gonna say Vegas in 5.
I have to agree with that. I also looked at this as Vegas in 5. I think the defense that Vegas plays, they can tighten down on the Ducks and really just suffocate them.
I'm not convinced, though, that Vegas' goaltending is 100% secured at this point.
Oh,
So,
it's not, but
yeah.
Anaheim's goaltending is dog water as well.
Yeah.
Like,
The stall is what is it?
I'll just say Ducks at 7.
The stall has a save percentage of 888.
Crazy
Okay,
eights.
Carter Hart. Yeah, that's what you want to take to Vegas, right?
yeah, exactly.
No, I hear you want
Um,
7s.
And if
I apologize. The stall's 874. 888 was his regular season numbers.
okay.
And Buffalo versus the winner of Tampa versus Montreal.
I think Buffalo wins both of those series.
Buffalo, regardless. I'm hoping for 7 just because I want great hockey. But I'll probably say Buffalo in. If it's against Tampa, I'll say in 6. If it's against Habs, I'll say in 7.
I didn't catch Lang. What did you say?
I picked Buffalo in both of those series, and probably 6 games for each.
I am going to take Tampa.
Oof.
Tampa in 6.
But if it's Montreal,
I hate myself. I don't think it'll be Montreal. I think it's going to be Tampa.
I'll
Play
just say,
Buffalo. They're going to Buffalo, so they're probably going to split the games 1 and 2.
well,
And
if that just say for the sake of argument, if it is Montreal.
if it's Montreal, then I'm going with Buffalo.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up here.
Yeah, and the Ottawa Charge are currently up 1-0 over the Boston Fleet, thankfully. But thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. It was a pleasure talking with both you, Will, and Dee. Hopefully we'll see you again for next time.
All right, see you guys.